Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Uh, you're muted.
Oh.
Never mind.
Can you hear me? Which one do you want?
Can you hear me? Okay. I'm just gonna wait like 5 or 4 minutes until someone else shows.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm gonna start now because it's a holiday and most people won't come. So, hi, my name is Arnav Mythil and I'm gonna be your instructor. What's yours? What's your name? Okay. Okay.
Hello, Arnav. Are you here?
So they can see your face.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah.
Can you hear
This
us?
is Meena. Yes, yes.
Okay,
Is
great.
Arnav there?
Yes.
And who else have joined?
Good. What's your name? My name is
Anissa has
Anissa.
joined.
Yes.
Hello,
Hi,
I'm Arnav
Anissa.
Mythil. I'm gonna be your instructor and I'm gonna be teaching chess. So
Yeah.
can
Arnav,
anyone
just
tell
wait
me
for a few seconds.
what like
Hello, Arnav.
oh
Arnav,
first
hang on.
can
Hang on.
you guys introduce yourselves and say like one thing you want everyone else to know about you? I'll go first. I'm
Arnav,
Arnav Mythil, and I've been playing chess for 2 years now.
Arnav, can you hear me? Arnav, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello.
Arnav, can you hear me?
Yeah, I just fixed my audio now.
Okay. So listen, just wait for a couple more minutes because I've sent the Zoom link one more time to everyone.
If you have
So
any issues,
let's just
let me
wait
know,
for a
okay?
few more minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Then you can
Bye,
start the
Mom.
class.
So like
Okay.
wait until 4:20.
No. Just 3 more minutes. 4:15 you start. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Got
Thank
it.
you. Bye.
Welcome. Bye.
You're muted.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the problem with my audio is. Oh, sorry. Were you
Okay.
talking earlier? Like at the start?
I
Oh,
think so. So my name is Anissa,
okay.
and like I used to be in a chess club at my school. That's
Nice.
something I want everyone to know.
Okay.
And like I was slowly learning about chess.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm gonna wait because the she told me that I should wait like because the Zoom link is coming out to other people. So
Okay.
I'm waiting for more people to come.
Oh yeah. And yesterday I was playing the Chess Kid app,
Hmm.
and I went against like I think about 3 actual people.
Nice.
They all won. I lost, but I was
Okay.
still getting so close.
It's okay. The point of chess is to like try it. The more you
Yeah,
try, the better you'll get.
yeah. That's what actually happened at my school. I won against 2 of my classmates.
Nice. Hello, Vishrus. Is that how you pronounce it?
Vishrruth.
Okay. So basically, can you tell me like one thing about yourself that you want everyone else to know? It doesn't have to be related to chess, just like anything.
What you say? I am good at arts and crafts. I did 4. I'm good at art and crafts.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen to like show my slides now. Okay. Okay, so can you guys see my screen?
Huh?
Can you guys see my screen? Like this one?
I could see the screen.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So basically, like, what is chess? Like, I know it's a board game, but like, can you guys describe like parts of chess? Like, it could be things about the chessboard or like the point of it. So, do you guys know anything like about like this? So chess is a board game, as everyone knows, and it's 8 by 8. So there's 64 total squares, and it's a game where there's two sides playing, and it's white versus black. The point of the game is to checkmate the king. And speaking of that, that's a piece. We'll start with the pawn. There are there's 6 pieces in chess, and we're gonna start with the smallest to the largest in like point order. So the first piece is the pawn. Each player begins with 8 pawns on their side of the board, and the pawns cannot move backward and only forward 1 square at a time. They basically only move 1 square unless they're at the start, where they can move 2 squares instead of 1. Pawns cannot move sideways, so that's why they're only 1 point, and since they have the most basic move. The next piece is a knight, which is worth 3 points. Now, can you guys tell me something without the knight, without like looking at the things?
I don't remember.
Well, that's okay. So basically, each player begins with 2 knights. Like each knight starts on both of the sides. Knights can move in an L shape. So 2 squares up and left is one example, or 2 squares up and 1 square right. So basically, as you can see in this photo, it moves like an L shape. To the greens is where the knight can move in that current spot. So, and knights are the only piece that can jump over a piece. Because like if a piece is in front of them, they can go over that piece to the square which they're supposed to go to or want to go to. The next piece is the bishop. Now, it's 3 points also, but it's different from the knight. Do you guys know anything about bishops?
Yes, you start with 2 bishops, 1 on each colored square. Bishops move diagonally only. Bishops can move backwards and forwards. Bishops cannot jump over other pieces. Bishops can move to any square along their path as long as a piece is not in the way.
Nice, that's correct. Bishops basically it's basically straight but 1 square diagonal, like 1 square up, 1 square right is one way to move, or 2 squares up, 2 squares right. And it keeps moving diagonally in all directions. So basically, if a bishop starts on one color square, there are two squares, a black square or a white square. If a bishop starts on a black square, it can never go on a white square because bishops always travel on diagonals. And if a bishop starts on a light square, then the bishop will always stay on light squares because it only travels diagonally. The next piece, does anyone know what it is? It's worth 5 points.
Is it the rook?
Correct. The rook is worth 5 points. And you start off with 2 rooks, like 2 knights, 2 bishops also. Rooks are usually most important at the end of the game when there are less pieces on the board because they can travel very far. They can only travel in like straight lines, but they can't travel diagonally. They cannot jump over pieces also. They can also be used in a special move, but we'll discuss that later. And finally, well, the second most important piece is a queen worth 9 points. Now, do you guys know how the queen moves or like how many queens you start off with?
I know you start off with 1 queen.
Correct. Each side starts off with 1 queen, but the queen is one of the most important pieces because it travels in, it's like a bishop and a rook combined. It can travel diagonally on all sides and can travel straight on all sides. It can basically do every piece's movement except for the knight because it can't jump over pieces. They can travel very far, and like if you can go from one corner to the other if there are no pieces in the way. And the most important piece which the game is decided upon, do you guys know what that piece is? How about Vishruth, can you answer?
Yes, I can answer.
Do you know what the most important piece is?
The
king.
queen.
Queen, I might have accidentally said this, but I said it's one of the most important pieces. The king is the most important piece. If it's checkmated, the game is lost. So each side starts off with 1 king. And the king must always be on the board. It can't be captured because if it's threatened, then nothing can ignore it. It has to be safe. So if the king is checkmated, the game is lost. And kings move, like as you can see here, only 1 square, like a pawn, but they can travel in all the directions. And unlike a pawn, they can move backwards. Okay, now we're gonna discuss. Actually, yeah, okay. So we're gonna discuss special moves, but before that, do you guys let me show this. There's this website called leechess.org and you guys can practice there. It's like really useful and we can use it to see how the pieces move. So what we learn here, you can use it and do this. I'll share the link in the chat. So, and I'll give you guys like 10 to 15 minutes to complete like the first part of it.
Okay.
So this is the link. Go to this link and there are 6 levels, I think, for each piece. And once you complete that, come back here and wait. I'll give you guys 15 minutes.
This is the link.
Huh? If you have any questions on like any pieces or how they move, you guys can ask me.
Hi team, sorry, joined late. Do you have a recording for this? I'm sorry, because I joined late. So can I go ahead and check it out the recordings?
Oh, yeah. The recordings will be posted after the meeting is done, so I think they should be available. You can, I think you should be able to contact admin at We Embrace or Mina Auntie to ask for the recording. But if that doesn't work, I can just send it to you.
Sure, thank you. How can I reach out to you in case if that doesn't work?
Oh, if that doesn't work, I'll keep my Gmail in the chat.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And right now we're going to lead chess and we're like practicing how they move. And I think it also should have some guiders on it, so I can just share my screen and do like the first parts of it. So we're at this link. You see on the right, it also shows like uh like helps how it moves. And the point is to get the piece on the star. Once you're done with the lead chess, you can message me in chat and tell. Since the class started, like for most people at around 4:20 or 4:15, I think I'll end at like 4:50 or 4:55.
Stage 3, the queen. Queen equals rook plus bishop. Out. Uh, uh, Hello, you guys.
Mm. Mhm.
What level is everyone on the lead
We're on
chess?
everybody. We're on level 5.
Oh, you're on level 5? Oh, you're almost done. Anissa, what level are you on?
Sorry, but I don't really know what Lee chess is.
Oh, it's did you get the link in the chat?
There, I found the link.
So basically, if you click it, it'll take you to this chess website. It's also like Chess Kit. It's very useful. We're currently doing like the stage 1, all the way till the. It starts with the rook and ends with the pawn.
So that's the rook. It's teaching you how you can move the rook.
Yeah, it's that one.
Are you still muted?
Yeah, I'm still on mute, Dad.
Are you not? So you can let them know you found it and you're doing it now.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Divya.
once you're at the pawn level, you guys can tell me and I'll have to discuss another topic. Sravya, what level are you on?
Yeah, I'm at level 2.
Oh, the bishop?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just finished the queen. Now I'm doing the king.
Okay. Vishrath, what level are you on also?
Level 7.
Oh, okay. I'm going to discuss this new topic, and it's about special moves. So, can everyone, you guys can finish the basic level after, but I'm going to finish teaching the special move, and you guys can do the lead chess. So, let me share my screen. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the first special move is with the king. And the king moves like this, and it's always moves one square. But with this special move, it's called castling. And during castling, there are special requirements. The requirements are that you can only do castling if the king did not move yet, and if the rook, like any rook in the corner, did not move yet. So if the king did not move yet and the rook did not move yet, you can do castling. Castling is when the king moves two squares instead of one square, and the rook moves directly to the side of it. So you guys can see this word. You guys can see the king side, right? You guys can see king side and queen side. You guys see that?
Yes, I see that.
Those are the two examples of castling. Kingside castling is when the king moves two squares to the right and the rook moves two squares to the left. So the top left becomes the top right. The second type is called queenside. This one is the same thing except the rook has to travel farther. The king, for queenside, the king moves two squares to the left, but the rook, instead of moving two squares, has to move three squares to the right, so it's to the side of the king. So can you guys say the requirements of castling again? You guys can look at this. Since there are three requirements, I'll call on each of you guys to say one requirement, okay? Okay, so Vishruth, can you say one requirement that you have to have so you can do castling?
One requirement.
It's at the bottom if you need to see. You see the dots and the text?
Move, not move. There are no pieces in between the king and the rook. The king is not in check. Any of the squares between the king and rook are under attack.
Okay, so that means the first king and the rook have not moved. We already discussed, but you cannot castle if there are pieces between the king and rook, because the king nor the rook cannot jump over pieces like the knight. And when the king is in check, when another piece is aiming at it, you cannot castle, because the king has to move away or the other piece has to be captured. The final requirement is that any of the squares between where the king is and where the rook is cannot be under attack. So even if there's space between the king and the rook, but there's like a piece, like say there's a knight attacking a square between the king and rook, but not actually attacking the piece, then you cannot castle, because you have to castle that piece. So you cannot castle then. That's one special move with the king. The next special move is with the pawn. This is a special move because the pawn, when it goes to the other side of the board, then it can become a different piece. What are some examples of the different piece it can become to? Can you give me two pieces, Anissa? Can you give me two pieces that the pawn can become?
Okay, it can turn into a queen and a bishop. Those are one of the two.
Correct. Those are two pieces. Sravia, can you tell me two pieces that the pawn can become?
Knight, bishop, rook, queen, king, and a pawn.
Correct, but some of it is not correct. The pawn cannot become another pawn or another king. There are two reasons for each one. A pawn cannot turn into another pawn because since the pawn is at the end, it cannot move forward more. But since it can't move backward, it would just be stuck there. And this is like not useful. So a pawn can never become another pawn. And a pawn can never become another king because back here it says you start off with one king, and the king, there can only be one king. There can never be more kings because that would make it like too hard, because you would have to like make both kings. So you can only promote into the four pieces. You cannot promote into pawn or king. And the final special move is with the pawn again, and you don't have to know how to say it, but I think it's en passant. So this move happens when the pawn, if a pawn is directly next to another pawn. So you guys know a pawn can move two squares on its first move. And if a pawn moves two squares on its first move, and there's a the opponent's pawn is next to that pawn, then the pawn can diagonally capture where the pawn should have been if it moved one square. Now that sounds complicated, but it rarely happens, so you don't have to like memorize it. But this is just so you guys know it. So you guys can see the three photos. So when the white pawn moves two squares for its first move, the black pawn is already right next to it. So when it's black's turn, black can capture, like it sort of looks like it's capturing air, but when it captures there, it takes away the pawn. So that's the third special move. Now I think, yeah, you guys can finish this and complete the lichess here. And if there's more time, I think you guys should be able to, if you want, you can finish chess pieces by the end of this class, and to improve by yourself, you can do the rest of the things here, like the fundamentals next section, which we're going to be discussing next class. So if you want to have a bonus, like know what's going to happen next class, do the fundamentals, because that's what we're going to be doing next class. Okay, so now you guys can finish the lead chess the chess pieces at the start.
Bye.
It's not done yet. There's still 5 minutes of class, but in that 5 minutes, I guess you guys can complete the lead chess start. Does anyone have questions on like the special moves? You guys can always ask me questions. That's the point of learning. The more questions you have, the more you learn.
Okay, I must think of a question. Let me see.
Okay. If you want, I can show the slides again. Let me do that.
Oh, I got a question. A part of one of the special moves.
Okay.
So
Let me
why can the king and the rook do it only on like when they didn't do a move yet?
like the reason why that rule is?
Yeah.
Actually, like I don't know that, because it's a why, and the person who created that rule probably had their reasons, but the point is, I think, is because the piece can't have like an extra advantage, and when those pieces are like that, it's can only happen one time, so it's like not an unfair advantage, I think. But
Okay.
the point of castling is to like see, if there was a real chessboard, then there would be pawns all over in front of the chess, in front of the bottom rank. So that means when the king would castle, there would be pawns in front of it. So it's like a faster way to defend your king. So that's why.
Okay.
And next class we're also going to discuss like the setup of pieces, like
Hey,
where pieces go at the start of the chessboard. And like I think there's a easy way to remember it.
hey, question. This this special moves only for king and rook. There is no other other pieces.
Oh, like for castling or
Yeah,
just for special moves?
for the
You can
castling.
you can only castle with king and rook.
Okay.
No other pieces. I think it would be more fun though if you could castle with other pieces.
So the castle means
Yeah,
it
that would
is
be
only.
cool.
It's, however, unfortunately, chess says that you can only castle with king and rook. I wish they would like add a rule that you can castle with any piece. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks for answering my question.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you for helping me teach you guys. It's been fun teaching you guys. And next class is next week at the same time, 4 to 4:45. But this is extra time because we started a bit late. So This is the class. If anyone has any questions about this, you can ask me now or next class at the start. There's going to be a review next class of what we did in this class. So, is there any final questions before we leave?
Not
Okay.
interested.
Huh?
Not interested.
Okay. Bye, guys. Have a great time.
Bye,
You have a great
guys.
time too. This class
Have a
was
great
so
day.
fun.
Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.